This is Clarence Hill and Shereen Williams. This is the first week of the football season, the first week of the 2014 season. It's always exciting when football season starts. The Cowboys open with the San Francisco 49ers, and we're ready to go.
Clarence, big news out at the ranch this week. Let's start there with Michael Sam and Josh Brent. The news, we're sitting at home on Tuesday and all that hits on Tuesday, and we know Wednesday, goodness gracious, all the satellite trucks and the national media there was a big three-ring circus for us at the ranch. But let's talk about this because Josh Brent, a defensive tackle, is suspended the first 10 games, but then can come back after that. And 1.5 career sacks, we should probably point out that. And then the other one is Michael Sam, 3 sacks in the preseason. None of the players on the Cowboys roster currently on the 53-player roster had a sack in the preseason. We know they're missing that pass rushing defensive end, so it looks like he might have a chance to play his way onto this 53-man roster. Kind of what's your take on both of these guys joining the team?
Well, let's start with Sam, since that was all the rage and all the news. You know, the Cowboys, this is a good football move for the Cowboys. You know, this defense has been decimated with, you know, as I say, they were deficient at defensive end following the departure of DeMarcus Ware and the loss of second-round pick DeMarcus Lawrence in training camp. Going into the season, they're desperate. They're desperate for a pass rusher, and they cannot turn their nose up at anybody. Even a guy like Michael Sam, who they did not have on their draft board in training. During the draft, they did not have him on the draft board because they didn't think he fit what they did. They didn't think he was fast enough to play defensive end.
Too small.
But at this point, you know, why not? You know, you look at what they've been desperate since the end of the training camp and since final cuts. They've added 2 defensive ends on their roster, guys who were cut from other teams, who weren't good enough to play for other teams, but the Cowboys are taking a chance on them. Why not take a chance on Sam? Certainly everybody's looking at, you know, him being the first openly gay player to play in the NFL, but this is not about that. This is about the Cowboys looking and turning over all rock to find a person that can help them on the football field. We're back, and Shereen, the good news for the Cowboys going into the season opener is Tony Romo is healthy and he's ready to go. Certainly they kept him in bubble wrap throughout much of training camp, throughout the preseason, going back to the offseason after he had back surgery in December. And we wondered, you know, what's going on with Romo? What's going on with his back? You know, he'd never practiced more than 2 days in a row. He did not take all the throws in practice, even when he did go out there. And Jason Garrett said this week, the goal was not for Romo to be ready at 100% at the start of training camp. It was not for him to be ready at 100% at the start of preseason. It's for him to be ready for the San Francisco 49ers at 3:25 p.m. at AT&T Stadium on Sunday, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, we've seen that. He practiced every day this week, and it looks like he's ready to go. I wanted to see him take a hit, and surprisingly, he did that in the Miami game. They kind of game planned for the Cowboys, and the Cowboys weren't expecting that. He took some hard hits in that game, unfortunately for him, but he got up from them. So I think that's a good sign for Romo, good sign for the Cowboys. Now what I want to see is him throw the ball down the field.
Right.
The vertical passing game disappeared last year a little bit. Not as good as it had been. I want to see more of that in this game. But we're going to know pretty early in this game how he looks, how this offense looks, and it's only going to go as he goes.
Right, and there's no doubt. And certainly the Cowboys feel good about Romo being ready, but it's a back. He's had back surgeries the past 2 off seasons. Certainly, it could go at any moment. You know, that's the thing about back injury. You know, you never really know. So that's something that should be on the concern in the back of everybody's mind going into the season. But the good news for the Cowboys is that they're not going to just rely on Romo. You know, in the past, it's been Romo left, Romo right, Romo all the time. They're going to feature the running game. They're going to try to help him out and help his back. I say take some of that pressure off his back by handing the ball off to DeMarco Murray.
Clarence, our predictions for the season came out this week on StarTelegram.com, and I picked the Cowboys 7-9, and I picked for the Super Bowl the New Orleans Saints over the Indianapolis Colts. I really like the Saints, kind of unsung what they've done. Still kind of worried about that Colts defense, but I like Andrew Luck, and I think he's ready to step up. What were your predictions for this year?
Well, let's go back to the Cowboys. And Jerry Jones said it best. This team has their backs against the wall, and they're facing an uphill battle because of the deficiencies they have on defense, and certainly the questions surrounding Tony Romo. You know, everybody's mad about the 8-8 seasons. 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, back-to-back seasons. If the Cowboys get to 8-8, Jason Garrett should get a contract extension. That's how bad they are. I mean, I picked them 7-9, but this team could easily be 5-11 or 6-10. You know, they have a lot of problems, a lot of questions. So if Jason gets to 8-8, he's done a masterful job. As far as the Super Bowl, I'm going with the two teams from last year. You know, coming into the season, I'm not going to lie or let my eyes lie to me to a certain extent. Seattle is the best team in the NFC. They were the best team last year. They're the best team coming in NFC this year. They've looked the best. I see them getting back there. Certainly, it's been a long time since teams gone back-to-back. A lot of Super Bowl contenders have not even made the playoffs the following year. But I think the Seattle team, it has something special. I think they're going to get back there, and they're going to face the Denver Broncos again. I got the Broncos winning this time because of the improvements they made on defense, and DeMarcus Ware, who left Dallas, gets his first Super Bowl ring.
There you have it. For Clarence Hill, I'm Shireen Williams. Join us for more on StarTelegram.com.
This is Clarence Hill and Shireen Williams. We're here for the season opener.
That'll be good for the